Hi everyone, my name is Candyss Love. This is my German Shepherd Cleo. We are traveling in a Ram ProMaster 1500, which is the shortest wheelbase. The name of my van is Papa J, named after my grandfather and my cousin. We have been on the road on and off for a little over a year. And come on inside. All right, we are in our kitchen. Welcome. So one thing about my van that I was very excited about is maintaining my open windows. I did not want to cover that because I enjoy having free and open light and being able to look and see my surroundings. So this is something that right now we get to see a parking lot, but sometimes the view is a lot more beautiful. But I wanted to maintain that. This is my cooking space. I have a sink, which is extremely small, but it's big enough for me because I get to just do simple things. I typically only carry maybe 1 cup, 1 bowl, 1 plate, 1 spoon, 1 fork, and 1 knife. So this sink is big enough for me to be able to access those things and wash those things. I work with a foot pump. So my water is not electric. It's from a marine water pump, and basically it helps me be able to conserve water. And I have a 6-gallon water tank under here, and I have an extra one right here on the side. So that makes it easier for me to not have to always fill up on water. I'm open and honest about the fact that I cannot cook, and one day I will learn, but today's not the day. So when I do make packaged foods, this is what I make my packaged foods with, and I have like a small skillet, and that works for me. So I realized that while building my van, a lot of people have beautiful kitchens in their van, and I had to start to remind myself to do what works for me and to do what was best for me. And initially I got extremely overwhelmed because I wanted my van to look a certain way, but I had to be honest about the fact that I cannot cook. So there's no purpose in me having this extravagant kitchen. It's extremely simple, and we're able to do what we need to do. One thing about my kitchen that I really enjoy is looking at the marbling, the granite, and then my backsplash. My mom picked it out. Hey mama, thank you so much. I actually didn't think that this would be a good idea, but my mom did, and it turned out to be a nice touch to the simplicity of my van. So when it came to electrical in my van, I wanted to save as much money as possible. So I have 2 things that require electricity, and that is a power station, which lasts me a pretty long time, and then my lighting. So I use puck lights that I got from Academy for probably $50, and they come with a remote control light. I'm able to change the lighting from, hard light to soft light. They have maybe 5 different colors on them, so I can use these lights at any given time, and that just made it a lot easier. If they ever run out, I can just replace it and get a new one. The purpose of my van build was simple, efficient, and for me not to break the bank doing it. Storage in my van is something that I actually have a lot of. So in here I keep my kitchen items, which is very simple and to the point because I told y'all I can't cook. So I have a blender, my smoothies, 1 bowl, I have my cups and things like that. I have enough space. Here is just a lot of miscellaneous things, but under here, which is a space that I'm really proud of, there's even more storage here. So I'm able to put things like my towels and my linens and just extra random things that I want to store under here. So I'm also able to have friends. When friends come, this is a space that they're able to sit in. But another cool spot about my storage is under my bed. I have these 2 crates that have more clothes in them, and you'll be able to see even more of my storage once we get to the back of the van. But inside, storage here, storage here, storage here. But then also, it's not pretty, but I have storage right here above my van. So this is where I keep things like the reflectix for my windows or my cold weather gear when it's time to, you know, put on extra layers of clothes like big jackets and stuff. I usually keep that up here. So if there were anything that I would do differently for this area of my home, I would probably build a shower right here, and that's probably what I'm going to do in the next few months, because even though I do use this as extra storage, if I just were to X out this part, it would be a beautiful space to have a shower on indoors. So I decided to do van life because I have always had the passion for travel, but I've also had the passion for learning what freedom meant to me and giving myself permission to define what freedom meant to me. So initially I traveled in my van during the pandemic, during March of last year, and that really gave me the opportunity to cultivate what freedom looked like to me, to write my own blueprint of what freedom looked like for me. And now I'm no longer with my police force. I'm no longer in the military. I am doing this thing full time, and it's a beautiful experience to be able to be on my own terms and live life in the way that I desire and not life on societal timelines. So the transition of working full time and now traveling full time is beautiful. It's a beautiful transition, but what I realize is my spirit and my mind is taking time to catch up with my actual body. And I realized that because I had been under the societal programming of working so much and working so often, and that being my life, I never really gave myself permission to feel free. And now that I have given myself permission by no longer working these jobs anymore, even sometimes I realize that I don't actually feel the freedom that I actually have, that I've actually cultivated for myself. So the transition has been beautiful, but now I'm actually learning, wow, I am free in a beautiful way. Like, I can stay at a certain space for a certain amount of time. I can travel to any place that I want to and stay there and explore and give myself permission to experience life. So the transition has been beautiful, especially as I learn to accept the notion that I am free in the way that I desire. Welcome to my bedroom. So this is a full twin size or a queen. I'm not sure, to be honest, but the bed is very comfortable, and it's a foam bed, so it really helps with my back, and it also gives me enough room to where I can stretch all the way out. One thing about my bed that was very helpful is the height that we have it raised, because I'm able to have a lot of storage underneath my bed. Also, I have the open window as well, so when I wake up in the morning, I'm still able to have beautiful sunlight that comes through. On this side of my bedroom is my ukulele, which has the words try. I've never tried yet, but one day I will. That's my motivation to try. And I have this beautiful plant. If you actually follow my YouTube channel, you'll see that I had a very beautiful elephant ear plant in my van, and I killed it by accident. So to make sure that I have no more karma from killing plants unintentionally, I have this beautiful plant that I got from the store, and I think it does a great job. Here I have all of my national park hats. I won't go down the list, but if you really want me to, I would, because I'm very proud of my national park hats. And if I could wear all of them at the same time, I would do that too. Here is my mirror, pretty much one of the only mirrors that I have in my van. My mom picked out this mirror. It shakes every time that I drive, but it's necessary and it does what it's supposed to do. As far as the extra part of my storage on this side this is where I keep all of my toiletries. I have a lot of stuff on here. So when I give myself facials, when I basically just do anything with hair, all of those girly needs that I'm trying to get into. I'm prior military and I'm prior police, so there are a lot of things that I don't care about, but I don't want to just not care about while I'm on the road, so I don't want to look like a chicken head. So all of those things are right here and they're part of my van. So I plan on doing van life as long as my spirit resonates with it. One thing about me and my journey, I've been very honest and open and clear about the fact that my van is a vehicle that takes me to my next layer of myself. It is a vehicle that is my vehicle of growth. So I use it to grow. I use it to learn and heal the deep wounds and maybe even traumas that I have within myself. So when I'm in my van, I don't listen to a lot of music. I'm really just self-reflecting. And as long as it resonates with my spirit, as long as I continue to grow from it, as long as I continue to heal from this experience, then I'll do it. And then when my spirit tells me that it's time to move on to something else, then I'll be open to that. I allow things to come in a beautiful way, and I allow them to leave with grace. So traveling as a solo female is extremely empowering, and what I realize, especially, you know, a lot of people think that because I am prior military and because I am prior police that it makes it easier for me. And I wouldn't say that that's the case. I may know a lot more as far as protecting myself. I may know a lot more as far as being conscious and aware of my surroundings. But as far as how traveling as a solo female allows you to really hone in on things that you aren't aware of in your own life, in your own space, in your own spirit, it is very interesting. And I enjoy this process a lot because things that may not cause me anxiety when I'm at home with my mom, now on the road I get to see what my triggers are. I get to see the certain things that cause me anxiety or the things that cause my German Shepherd anxiety. And it's so funny because I took her to training, and the guy who was training her, he was like, no, she listens. She's very intelligent. She's smart. She's picking up on your energy. So when you are anxious, when you are uncomfortable in your environment, when you don't feel safe or protected, she's showing up in an extra way with extra armor so she can protect you. And so that made me very aware of how I move and how I transition in my van. So it's a beautiful experience, but it's also teaching me more about myself that I wasn't aware of. All right, and here is the back of my van. This is probably the most important. I don't know why I'm standing like this. I think I'm really excited. This is the most important part of my van. Now, what you're gonna do is disregard everything that I have inside of my van. You're just gonna look at the space, okay? So, one of my favorite parts about my van is how much space I have underneath. So when I pulled out storage, when I was on the inside, I'm able to access that from here or from the inside of the van. But this is where I put pretty much everything. So this is my power that I was speaking about. So instead of me investing so much money in electrical, I invested in the power station. So Cleo and I are typically camping at national parks, and typically for the most part they have electricity. So if at any point I need to charge this up, it's a silent generator, so I charge that and I'm able to use my laptops, my drones, my phone, my gimbal, whatever it is I need to use. And this lasts me for about 2 or 3 weeks without having to be recharged because every single battery lasts for a while. I have my cooler. A lot of people are going to ask, where's your refrigerator? I don't have a refrigerator, okay? Remember, I'm prior military. So as simple as I can get it is as simple as I'm gonna get it. So I carry my cooler here. Every time I stop for something like gas, then I fill it up with ice, and that works for me. But probably the coolest thing about my van is this is where I keep all of my clothes, and this goes all the way back. So remember, my bed is either a full-size twin or it's a queen. Okay, so that means whichever one it is, I have that much space in my van. So I have all of these clothes that can go all the way back. I have a table in here, like I think it's a 10-foot table that I have stored in here. I have a chair stored in here, and my clothes. So that gives me a lot of room to do what I need to do. I don't have to stuff all of my cabinets up top. I'm able to just hide my clothes as I need them. And then all of this goes back as well. I have a ladder under here. I have fans, heaters, every other thing that I need that is under here. So a lot of space. I don't really want to show y'all what I have here, but I use that as storage too. So yeah, anytime I need to do certain things, I can just hop up and access my bed or access what I need from my cabinets up top, or I can just access it from here. So as I mentioned probably 15 million times before, I'm prior military and prior police. But now, since I've given myself permission to transition out of that career, I'm an intuitive guide. So that means that when people experience emotional trauma or emotional blockages, or just want to figure out what are the energetic blockages that are stopping them from living the life that they deserve, or even feeling the freedom and the peace that they deserve or desire to have, I help guide them through those processes. I also own my own skincare line, and I create content. I love to create. I'm a very creative person, and a lot of you who may follow me on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, you see that I create videos all the time, and it's very fun. So I do those things for work. When I started to adopt the notion that I am free, when I started to give myself permission to really embody the freedom that I've always desired to have, I started to create things that I can monetize. I started creating things that people actually want to buy. Instead of just thinking that I had to work a specific career to make money, now I do things that I love, and I figure out how to do them and make money from them. So the way that you find me or send me love, my Instagram is candyss.love. That's CANDYSS.love. Candy with 2 S's. Same for my YouTube, candyss.love. Same for my TikTok, candyss.love. Same for my website, candyss.love.com. If you want to book a session, if you just want to send me love, if you just want to press follow, if you want to follow Cleo, because she actually is the one that's running the show, I'm just following behind her. We would love to hear from you. I love to connect with people. I love to build a community, especially because I am new to this space. And I'm very grateful that I've been so welcomed in this community. So anytime anyone wants to reach out, I'm very here and open for beautiful conversation and beautiful and positive comments. Thank you for touring my luxury low budget van. I don't think I want to call my van low budget, but I did spend a very low budget on it. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for holding space with me and for inviting me and welcoming me. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for visiting my MTV cribs.